Welcome, Sigma ladies, to your very own space, where inner strength and defiance of conventional limits thrive every day. If you're here, you're likely one of those who have chosen the toughest and most rewarding path in life. Today, we're going to address a fascinating and somewhat mysterious question. Why do Sigma females often appear cold or emotionally distant? The truth is, it's not simply about being detached or indifferent. There's a profound psychological and emotional depth that underlies this coldness. In this video, I will offer you fresh and unconventional insights into why this happens and help you understand the core of Sigma females like never before. If you're here to discover more about yourself, embrace your unique power, and understand the true depth of your Sigma nature, make sure to subscribe to the Sigma Lady. We provide regular content designed to help you harness your inner strength and navigate the world on your terms. Ready to uncover the secrets of the Sigma personality? Let's dive in. 1. Self-reliance. The philosophy of inner strength. Self-reliance is one of the core principles that define a Sigma female. Unlike those who find solace in the validation or presence of others, Sigma females derive their strength from within. Their cold demeanor isn't because they lack emotions. It is a manifestation of their deep commitment to independence. They do not rely on others for emotional stability or validation. Instead, they believe that the most reliable form of strength comes from cultivating their own internal resources. This self-reliance can sometimes be mistaken for indifference because Sigma females don't outwardly seek companionship or affirmation. Rather, they are content with their own company. Their personal world is rich with thought, creativity, and personal growth. And they have learned that true satisfaction comes from achieving their own goals and maintaining their own sense of self-worth. In relationships, Sigma females are selective about whom they allow into their inner circle. They don't easily become emotionally invested in others unless those relationships prove to be meaningful and beneficial for their personal growth. This strict emotional filtering can make them appear cold or distant. They are often labeled as unemotional, but in reality they are simply less inclined to share their inner world with those who haven't earned their trust or respect. It's also important to note that Sigma females don't need to be constantly surrounded by people to feel fulfilled. They often enjoy solitude, which allows them to reconnect with themselves and pursue their own interests without external distractions. This can be misinterpreted by others as aloofness, but for the Sigma female, it is merely a preference for depth over superficiality. The true beauty of this self-reliance is that it allows Sigma females to navigate life on their terms without being swayed by the emotions or expectations of others. They prioritize their inner peace and emotional stability, which is why they can sometimes appear emotionally distant. But this coldness is not a rejection of others. It's simply a reflection of their commitment to maintaining their personal autonomy and emotional balance. 2. Psychological defense. Wall, protecting the true self. Another reason why Sigma females seem cold is because they often build an invisible psychological defense wall. This wall is not meant to keep people out entirely, but rather to safeguard their true selves from being compromised or manipulated. Sigma females are fiercely protective of their identity, and they understand that in a world full of external influences, it's essential to maintain boundaries. This defense mechanism is especially strong when it comes to their emotions. Unlike others who might wear their hearts on their sleeves, Sigma females are highly selective about what they share emotionally and with whom. They are cautious about opening up to others because they know the risks involved in letting someone too close, especially if that person may not have their best interests at heart. Over time, this protective shield becomes a part of who they are. It can make them seem distant, but it is merely an outward manifestation of their deep understanding of the importance of emotional self-preservation. They have learned from past experiences that not everyone deserves access to their vulnerability. For a Sigma female, emotional safety comes first, and they are not willing to compromise that for superficial connections. This psychological defense is also a reflection of their high emotional intelligence. Sigma females are adept at reading people and understanding their intentions. Because they know that not all people are trustworthy, they take great care in choosing whom to engage with on a deeper level. This careful approach to emotional connection can be misinterpreted by others as coldness or unavailability, but in truth, it is a form of self-respect and wisdom. In relationships, Sigma females do not invest emotionally unless they see real potential for a meaningful and mutually beneficial connection. Their defense wall ensures that they avoid unnecessary emotional entanglements that could drain them or lead to disappointment. This emotional resilience allows them to navigate the complexities of human interaction without losing their sense of self. By maintaining this emotional boundary, Sigma females ensure they are not emotionally overextended. Their emotional world is their own, and they choose wisely who gets to share in it. The coldness others perceive is simply the result of their commitment to protecting their emotional well-being. The power of silence, mastery over emotions. Silence is a powerful tool for Sigma females. While others may be quick to express their emotions or seek validation through outward displays of affection, Sigma females understand the true power of silence. They know that not every emotion needs to be spoken aloud, and not every feeling needs to be shared with the world. Their ability to remain composed and calm in the face of emotional turbulence often gives the impression that they are emotionally detached. This emotional discipline is a reflection of their self-control and emotional intelligence. Sigma females can experience deep emotions, but they have mastered the art of not allowing their emotions to control them. Instead of reacting impulsively to emotional triggers, they choose to respond thoughtfully. This ability to remain calm and collected in challenging situations can make them appear cold to others, but it is actually a sign of emotional maturity and strength. Sigma females also recognize that sometimes silence can be more powerful than words. When faced with a difficult situation, they may choose to remain quiet rather than engage in unnecessary drama or confrontation. This can be misinterpreted by others as indifference, but it is actually a strategic choice to avoid getting entangled in situations that don't serve their well-being. In personal relationships, Sigma females tend to be reserved in sharing their emotions, not because they don't feel deeply, but because they understand the importance of timing and context. They don't believe in oversharing or engaging in emotional outbursts. Their silence is a form of emotional mastery, allowing them to maintain their peace and protect their emotional energy. 4. The cautious approach to relationships. Toxic or real connection. Sigma females often seem emotionally distant in relationships because they take a cautious and calculated approach when it comes to forming connections. They are not interested in superficial relationships or fleeting emotional attachments. They value depth over breadth, and as a result, they carefully consider whether a relationship is truly worth their time and emotional investment. This selective approach stems from a deep understanding that not all relationships are healthy or beneficial. Sigma females have experienced enough in life to know that not everyone who crosses their path will add value to their lives. Because of this, they are unwilling to invest emotionally in connections that lack genuine substance. Their emotional coldness, therefore, is not a lack of desire for relationships, but rather a defense mechanism against the potential pain of toxic or shallow connections. Sigma females prefer to remain emotionally detached, until they find someone who aligns with their values and understands the need for mutual respect and personal space. In relationships, Sigma females require authenticity and emotional maturity. They are not interested in playing games or engaging in drama. Instead, they seek meaningful, purposeful connections that add value to their lives and contribute to their growth. This cautious, discerning approach often leads to fewer but deeper relationships, which is a key reason why they may appear emotionally distant to others. 5. Focus on personal goals, self-love as the highest form of love. For Sigma females, personal goals come first. They prioritize their own growth and success, often placing these pursuits above everything else. This intense focus on personal development might make them appear cold or indifferent to the needs and wants of others. However, this outward coldness is simply the result of their inner drive and commitment to becoming the best version of themselves. Sigma females understand that self-love and self-care are foundational to being able to give to others in meaningful ways. They know that only by investing in their own success and well-being can they truly thrive. This mindset often leads them to set high standards for themselves, whether in their careers, hobbies, or personal development, and they expect the same level of dedication from those around them. While they may not outwardly display warmth or affection all the time, their focus on personal goals is their way of showing self-respect and discipline. They believe that by achieving their goals, they can create the life they desire, and that is the highest form of self-love. This doesn't mean they are opposed to relationships or companionship. Rather, they simply recognize that in order to truly nurture any relationship, they must first nurture themselves. This dedication to personal growth can sometimes make Sigma females seem unavailable or cold, because they are not as focused on external validation or emotional indulgence. They are not interested in getting distracted by drama or superficial connections. For them, emotional fulfillment comes from within, through the pursuit of personal goals, not from depending on others for emotional support. Their cold demeanor is not a rejection of love. It is simply a sign that their love and energy are reserved for the things that matter most to them: their self-empowerment, personal goals, and inner peace. 6. Cautious approach to relationships, toxic or real connection. One of the primary reasons Sigma females may seem emotionally distant is because they take a highly cautious approach to relationships. Sigma females are not interested in entering relationships for the sake of it. They don't jump into things impulsively or based on surface-level attraction. They value depth, mutual respect, and genuine emotional connection, which means they don't just let anyone into their inner world. They understand that not every connection is worth their time or energy. A Sigma female is highly selective about who she allows into her emotional space because she knows how much of herself she has to offer. Rather than focusing on quantity, she values the quality of her relationships. She is not interested in superficial or toxic relationships that drain her energy or leave her emotionally unfulfilled. The emotional coldness that Sigma females may project is often a defense mechanism to protect themselves from toxic individuals or situations. They have learned from experience that it is better to remain emotionally detached than to invest in someone who doesn't have the capacity to offer a meaningful or healthy connection. Their cautious approach to relationships doesn't mean they lack the desire for companionship. It simply means they are willing to wait for someone who aligns with their values, appreciates their independence, and is emotionally mature enough to respect their boundaries. They are not willing to settle for anything less than a deep, genuine connection that enhances their lives. This selectiveness can make Sigma females appear distant or uninterested in relationships, but in reality, they are simply waiting for the right person who will meet them on their level. Their emotional coldness is a sign of their self-respect and unwillingness to settle for less than what they deserve. 7. Emotional intelligence. Balancing heart and mind. Sigma females possess a high degree of emotional intelligence, which allows them to understand both their own emotions and those of others. However, unlike others who may wear their emotions on their sleeves, Sigma females tend to use their emotional intelligence in a more reserved and calculated manner. They are aware of how their emotions can influence their actions, and they choose to keep their emotional responses under control. This ability to balance heart and mind often results in them appearing emotionally distant or detached. While they experience emotions deeply, they do not allow those emotions to dictate their behavior or decisions. Instead, Sigma females prefer to take a step back, assess the situation objectively, and respond with a clear, rational mindset. This emotional control can sometimes be misinterpreted as coldness, but it is actually a sign of maturity and emotional resilience. Sigma females understand that not all emotional reactions are productive, and they are careful not to let negative emotions overwhelm them or cloud their judgment. In relationships, Sigma females apply their emotional intelligence to navigate complex dynamics with precision. They are able to read people and situations accurately, but they do not easily share their feelings unless they feel it is necessary. This controlled emotional expression is not a lack of warmth. It is simply a reflection of their emotional maturity and self-awareness. Their ability to regulate their emotions makes them incredibly strong in difficult situations, as they are able to maintain their composure and respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. This emotional intelligence allows them to handle life's challenges with grace, which is often why they are seen as emotionally cold by others, because they are in control, calm, and composed. 8. Selective social circle, hidden social intelligence. Sigma females are known for being highly selective about the people they allow into their lives. They don't seek to impress others with a large social circle or engage in shallow conversations. Instead, they focus on building meaningful relationships with a few individuals who add value to their lives. This selectivity can often be perceived as coldness by outsiders who expect more social engagement or emotional openness. However, this selectiveness is not a rejection of social interaction. It's a reflection of their deep understanding of the importance of surrounding themselves with people who share their values and support their goals. Sigma females know that their time and energy are limited, and they choose to invest both in relationships that are truly authentic and beneficial for their personal growth. By keeping their circles small and intimate, Sigma females can maintain a higher level of emotional energy and avoid being drained by toxic or shallow interactions. They don't engage in mindless small talk or superficial networking. Instead, they focus on deep, meaningful connections with individuals who respect their boundaries and appreciate their individuality. This selective approach can sometimes make them seem distant or aloof, but it is a conscious decision to protect their emotional well-being and ensure that they are surrounded by positive influences. For Sigma females, quality always outweighs quantity when it comes to relationships. 9. Comfort in solitude, stillness. After the storm. Many people believe that Sigma females are cold because they prefer solitude, but this is far from the truth. For Sigma females, solitude is a time for personal reflection, introspection, and growth. They are not lonely in these moments. Rather, they find comfort in being alone, allowing them to reconnect with their thoughts, dreams, and aspirations. This time spent alone allows them to recharge their emotional batteries and return to the world stronger and more focused. Unlike others who might seek constant social interaction to feel validated, Sigma females understand the importance of self-care and emotional replenishment. They do not need the external validation that comes from being surrounded by others. Instead, they find fulfillment in their own company. This preference for solitude can make them seem emotionally distant or even withdrawn, but in reality it is a sign of their emotional resilience and independence. Sigma females do not rely on others to feel complete or validated. They are whole within themselves, and they take the time to nurture their inner world. In relationships, Sigma females may sometimes retreat into solitude to maintain their emotional balance. This is not a sign of rejection, but rather a way for them to process their emotions and return to their authentic selves. Solitude is their way of regaining strength after the emotional turbulence that life can sometimes bring. 10. Indifference to external opinions. Strength without validation. Finally, one of the most defining traits of Sigma females is their indifference to the opinions of others. Unlike many people who seek validation and approval from external sources, Sigma females are not concerned with how others perceive them. They are fully aware of their worth and do not need others to tell them how valuable or capable they are. This complete lack of reliance on external validation is often perceived as coldness or arrogance by those who are accustomed to seeking approval. However, for Sigma females, it is simply a natural expression of their inner confidence and self-assurance. They do not need the constant affirmation that others crave in order to feel good about themselves. Their strength comes from within, and they are secure in who they are. This indifference to others' opinions allows Sigma females to remain focused on their goals and their path in life without being swayed by external pressures. They do not feel the need to conform to societal expectations or fit into predefined molds. Their authenticity is their greatest asset, and they are not willing to compromise it for the sake of approval. To wrap things up, the Sigma female's coldness is not a flaw, but a powerful manifestation of emotional strength, self-reliance, and wisdom. It is a reflection of their commitment to maintaining their independence, protecting their emotional well-being, and prioritizing personal growth. This coldness is often misunderstood, but in reality, it's a sign of resilience, focus, and emotional mastery. If you resonate with any of these traits, don't forget to subscribe to The Sigma Lady. We continue to share unique insights that celebrate your individuality and empower you to live life on your own terms. Remember, your strength lies in your ability to remain true to yourself, even when the world expects you to conform. Take care, Sigma ladies, and see you in the next video.